Ever scrolled through party posts while you're home in pajamas? That pang in your chest, that's FOMO, the fear of missing out. But guess what? Gen Z is flipping FOMO on its head and embracing JOMO, the joy of missing out. Sounds crazy, right? We're about to dive into how trading anxiety for peace became a Gen Z trend. Before we jump and smash that like button and subscribe to GenShift for more on digital culture. Ready? Let's go. What is FOMO and how it feels? Picture this, it's Saturday night. You check Instagram and see your friends at a neon-lit rooftop party clinking drinks and laughing. You're in bed with Netflix and snacks. Suddenly, a knot forms in your stomach. Did you mess up by staying home? Are you missing the time of your life? That sinking feeling is FOMO. It's the voice that whispers everyone else is having more fun than you. Thanks to social media, FOMO is practically unavoidable. One study found 4 in 10 young people feel FOMO frequently. Think about it, every time you open your feed, you're bombarded with highlight reels of other people's lives. Your screen is a parade of curated personas, friends, and influencers showing only their best moments, filtered sunsets, perfect selfies, clinking glasses. No one posts the boring or bad days. It's easy to forget you're seeing an edited slice of life, so your own day can suddenly feel inadequate by comparison. And FOMO isn't just in your head, it hits you physically and emotionally. Heart rate up, a little anxious sweat, that restless urge to tap through every story. Psychologists say FOMO can even wreck your mood and lower life satisfaction. It's basically envy, anxiety, and self-doubt rolled into one. If you're a millennial, you might remember FOMO from the early Facebook days, seeing your college friends posting spring break pics without you. If you're Gen Z, maybe it's opening Snapchat to find all your classmates at a hangout you knew nothing about. Different apps, same punch to the gut. So what do we do when FOMO strikes? We double tap, we refresh, we obsessively watch everyone's stories to feel a little more in the loop. It's a dopamine roller coaster. Those notification pings give quick highs, then leave us craving more. The irony is the more we chase that feeling of connection, the more isolated or anxious we can become. It's exhausting. Constant FOMO can lead to serious digital fatigue where you're tired of the apps but afraid to log off. Your social battery drains to zero, but you keep scrolling because missing out feels worse. It's a trap many of us know too well. The FOMO Generation Millennial Origins. Gen Z Amplification. How did we get here? Let's rewind a bit. The term fear of missing out first popped up around 2004, right when MySpace and Facebook were exploding on the scene. That was peak millennial territory. In fact, millennials became known as the original FOMO generation, always eager to be part of something happening. They were the ones posting #FOMO on Instagram circa 2010 and coining phrases like YOLO, you only live once, as an excuse to never skip an outing. Hustle culture, grind culture, party culture, it all fed that millennial FOMO mindset. Don't just take my word for it. In one survey, about 69% of millennials admitted they've overspent just to avoid missing out on an experience. That's right. Nearly 7 in 10 would rather dent their wallet than feel left out, whether it was lining up overnight for the latest iPhone or saying yes to every destination wedding. Millennials chased experiences hard. Brands caught on and started using FOMO marketing to tap that urgency limited time offer, don't miss out. Millennials thrived on this, they didn't want to be left behind. Now enter Gen Z, the true digital natives. If millennials invented social media, FOMO, Gen Z was born into it. They've never known a world without Instagram stories, Snapchat streaks, and TikTok challenges. Information and temptation overload is their norm. So, in a way, Gen Z's FOMO has been even more amplified. It's not just about missing a party or concert, it's fear of missing anything, the latest meme, the hot new app, that 5-second viral TikTok sound everyone else knows. The entire internet is their social scene happening 24/7. The result? By the late 2010s, the FOMO dial was turned up to 11 for pretty much everyone. Gen Z felt it from all sides, not just the pressure to attend events, but to stay perpetually online and in the know. Many started experiencing the side effects, anxiety burnout, that always-on stress. One report noted that a lot of Gen Z were feeling burnt out by constant social media, to the point where even tech platforms noticed and began adding wellness features. When you're checking your phone 100 times a day so you don't miss anything, something's gotta give. Psst. If this is hitting home for you, take a breather and hit that like button. We're all in this together, and if you haven't yet subscribed to GenShift for more relatable deep dives, got a FOMO story or a way you deal with it, share in the comments. I'd love to know. All right, so FOMO had us all in a chokehold. Now here's the plot twist. A lot of people, especially Gen Z, decided to fight back. How by opting out, by saying no thanks and logging off, it started as a trickle and now it's a movement. Let's talk about JOMO. The rise of JOMO, joy of missing out. Cut to a different Friday night scenario. Your group chats are buzzing about 2 parties and a late night food run. Old, you might have grabbed your keys, not wanting to miss the fun. New you turn on Do Not Disturb, make some hot tea, and queue up a video game or a good book. You glance at your phone, new notifications, and you swipe them away without a second thought. You feel relieved, peaceful even. That warm content feeling is JOMO, the joy of missing out. JOMO is basically the antidote to FOMO. It's saying, yeah, I see y'all having fun, and I'm totally cool doing my own thing. This mindset shift didn't happen overnight, but it's catching on fast. Why? Because people realized constant connection was draining them. All that FOMO-driven socializing and scrolling led to serious burnout. A kind of collective, I can't keep up with this anymore. Gen Z, despite being ultra-connected, were among the first to slam the brakes. In fact, Gen Z is now leading the charge in digital wellness. Over 57% of Gen Z social media users took a deliberate social media detox in 2023, and 63% plan to unplug even more in 2024. The highest of any generation. Think about that. The most online generation is voluntarily logging off to preserve their sanity. So what does embracing JOMO actually look like? It can be small things or big changes, for example. Notifications off. Many are silencing their constant pings. No more Pavlovian phone checks for every like or DM. Maybe you check messages once in the evening instead of every minute. Skipping events, turning down a party invite, or a group outing and not making up a fake excuse. Just honestly saying, I need a night off. They choose to recharge their social battery at home guilt-free. Mindful timeouts. Some scheduled dopamine detox days, putting away the phone, staying off social apps, and doing something analog to reset that fried attention span. Others are into journaling, meditation, or going for a walk, anything that doesn't involve a screen or FOMO-inducing content. Here's the key: JOMO is about intentional living. It's not that Gen Z or anyone suddenly became antisocial hermits. They just value their mental health and time more deliberately now. Gen Z especially has seen through the glossy facade of social media. They know a lot of online life is smoke and mirrors. As one article put it, Gen Z grew up bombarded with curated images of perfect lives, and it's overwhelming, so they're stepping back and choosing authenticity over digital validation. In other words, they're realizing there's more to life than chasing every trend, every invite, every viral post. It's a quality over quantity approach to social life. For millennials who were conditioned to never miss out, this whole JOMO thing can feel radical. Many millennials admitted feeling awkward or lame for staying in, but now even some of them are coming around to JOMO inspired by younger folks. You might see a millennial post a throwback photo of a concert to prove they still go out, whereas a Gen Z might post a pic of their cozy blanket and popcorn on a Friday with a proud hash, JOMO. The culture is shifting. It's actually cool to say, I'm taking time for me. Why JOMO is a radical act. Choosing JOMO isn't just a personal quirk, it's almost a rebellion against internet culture as we knew it. Think about it, we live in a world that's always urging us to do more, share more, be seen more. Saying, no, I'm good sitting this one out is countercultural. It sets boundaries in a time when everyone and everything tries to be accessible 24/7. For Gen Z, embracing JOMO has become a form of self-care and empowerment. They're learning to say no without regret, to ditch unnecessary obligations and constant hustling for a bit of mental peace. Skipping an event doesn't mean you're a loser. It means you're making space for what truly matters in your life. This is a generation openly talking about mental health burnout and the need to recharge. So JOMO aligns perfectly with those values. Deciding not to hang out because your social battery is low is seen as mature, not antisocial. Turning down a draining Zoom call or a doom scrolling session can be celebrated as a smart move, not a missed opportunity. Another reason JOMO is almost radical is because it pushes back on the performative side of social life. So much of FOMO was fueled by performative culture, feeling like you have to go to the party and post about it or you'll fade from everyone's thoughts. JOMO says stop performing. You don't need to curate an image of constant fun. Be real. Maybe real you wants to wear sweatpants and bake cookies on a Saturday instead of bar hopping for the gram. Gen Z is increasingly okay with that. They prize authenticity, and it shows even online they gravitate toward more unfiltered content, or they share in private stories instead of public feeds. Some even joke that missing out is their favorite plan. It's a full 180 from the days of pics, or it didn't happen. Now, not everything has to be public or cool. Importantly, JOMO doesn't mean Gen Z or anyone lacks ambition or a social life. It means they're defining success and happiness on their own terms. They saw what constant hustle and FOMO did to millennials' burnout and anxiety, and they're choosing a different path. As one commentator noted, unlike older generations who equated success with being constantly busy, Gen Z is prioritizing mindfulness and well-being over burnout. In a hyper-connected era, choosing calm is a bold move. It's practically revolutionary to say my peace matters more than pleasing others or keeping up an image. So yes, JOMO is a radical act of self-preservation. It's Gen Z rewriting the rules of what a good life looks like. Missing out is no longer a weakness or a failure. It can be a power move towards sanity and authenticity. And here's the kicker, this mindset might be contagious. More and more people, even millennials and Gen X, are seeing the merit of JOMO and adopting that ethos of balance. Conclusion: embracing the joy of missing out. At the end of the day, FOMO versus JOMO isn't an either or, it's a balance. There will always be moments you don't want to miss, and that's fine. But Gen Z is teaching all of us a valuable lesson: missing out won't kill you. In fact, sometimes not being everywhere all the time is the healthiest choice you can make. The next time you feel that familiar FOMO anxiety creeping in, pause and ask yourself, am I really missing out? Or am I maybe gaining something better? Maybe a quiet night in is exactly what you need to recharge, pursue a hobby, or just enjoy your own company. This shift from FOMO to JOMO is a sign of our times. It's a response to digital overload and the realization that happiness isn't measured by how many social events you attend or how many posts you upload. It's measured by how you feel, and protecting your mental well-being, setting boundaries, finding joy in simple moments. Those are all part of a new definition of success that Gen Z is championing. They're rewriting internet culture by reminding everyone it's okay to log off and live on your own terms. So the next time you skip a party or mute a chat, relish it. That's you taking control of your life. And trust me, that's something to celebrate. Goodbye, FOMO. Hello, JOMO. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Join GenShift for more explorations of how our generation is redefining the rules. And drop a comment. Have you felt the joy of missing out? Yet, let's hear your JOMO stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, sometimes missing out is the secret to not missing a thing.